Hi everyone. Today I'll be making cream puffs, which has a large amount of eggs in it. So those are the ingredients that I'll be using. I'll explain everyone in a minute. First of all, I'll be using flour, which will be in the pastry. Then I'll be using sugar, which will be used in the filling and in the pastry. And then I'll be using cornstarch, which I'll use in the filling as well. And then we'll have salt, which I'll use in the pastry. And for the liquid ingredients, we have water, which will be used in the pastry, and milk, which I'll use in the filling. Those are the eggs that I have. We'll be using 6 eggs in the filling and 4 eggs in the pastry. Those are the eggs that I found. And we'll be using as well vanilla beans, organic vanilla beans. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I'll be splitting the vanilla bean to extract the vanilla beans from it. I'll be scraping the vanilla bean. So then we'll pour 2 cups of milk into a pot. And we'll add the vanilla beans to it as well. We'll have it at medium-high heat. And then we'll whisk the milk and leave it come to a boil. So while the milk is over the heat, we'll add 2/3 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And actually the cornstarch helps stabilizing the pastry cream. We need to mix it well because sometimes cornstarch form blobs. Then we'll be separating 6 egg yolks. We can use the egg whites for whatever recipe later. Don't throw it away. So then I'll be adding the egg yolks to the mixture of sugar and cornstarch until it's pale yellow and thick as well. After that, we'll be adding milk to the mixture, but we'll add it slowly. Then we'll strain the whole mixture back into the pot. While the mixture is over a medium-high heat, we need to keep whisking because at any minute the cornstarch will start thickening the whole thing up. And here we can see that the mixture started thickening up. Once it's thick enough, we'll add a tablespoon of cold butter and mix it well with the mixture. So then I moved the pastry cream into a bowl and spread it out. Then I'll be placing a plastic wrap on it to prevent the crisp which forms sometimes when it's being freezed. I'll be placing it in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Now we'll start with the pastry. I'll be adding a stick of butter, which is 100 grams of unsalted butter. We'll add a cup of water into the mixture. Then I'll add 1/2 tablespoon of salt and 1.5 tablespoon of sugar. Leave it into a medium-high heat until it's boiling. Meanwhile, I'll prepare a cup of all-purpose flour, which I'll be adding once the mixture is boiled. We need to make sure that everything is mixed well. Once it starts boiling, I'll take it off heat and I'll add the flour immediately and stir it hard and well enough until it's all mixed. I'm putting it back onto the heat for 30 to 60 seconds. Then we'll move it into the paddle attachment of my mixer, and I'll mix it for a few minutes until the heat is reduced. While that is mixing, I'll be breaking 4 eggs, which I'll be adding later on into the mixture once it's warm enough. So I'll be adding an egg at a time to make sure that everything is mixed well. And make sure to scrape off the edges before adding an egg. So we'll add each egg at a time. It actually differs from an egg to another. Sometimes we need to add 3 eggs, but mostly I find that adding 4 eggs is good enough because we need the mixture to be this smooth as you can see in the video. I'll be then moving the pastry into the piping bag so I can start piping them. Don't overfill your piping bag because that will make your life harder by the overflowing amount of pastry. I'll add baking paper and I'll start piping them into the paper. Make sure to fix the tips with water because they may burn in the oven. And don't forget to cover it with egg wash and into the oven. We'll start at 220 Celsius for 15 minutes. Actually around 10 to 15 minutes, it depends on the size of the cream puffs, and then for 10-15 more minutes at 190 Celsius. Because we left the pastry cream in the refrigerator, now it's hard. We need to heat it up by mixing it well enough, and then we'll be adding whipped cream. We'll whisk it. Don't forget to add sugar to it, and once it's thick enough, we'll add it to the pastry cream and mix it. Then I'll start putting it into the piping bag, and then we'll start piping. I'll have to make holes underneath the cream puffs to be able to add the cream into the puffs. And I started piping. As you can see, it took a while for me to finish them all, and then I sprayed powdered sugar on it, and it was ready for serving.